Welcome to One with Him, where I am one with the Creator and one with myself. I just want to come on real quick to say thank you for everyone or to everyone who walked the journey with me in reading the book Escaping from Eden by Paul Anthony Wallace. I thought that book was fantastic, and I'm glad that those of you who reached out enjoyed the reading as well and didn't mind me reading it to you. But I'm glad that what you needed to get out of it, you got out of it. And I know what I needed to get out of it, I got out of it. So I appreciate you walking this journey with me, listening to it, experiencing it, and getting what was necessary for you out of it. When that came to a close, I was considering or contemplating whether or not I should read and was going to read the second book, which is called The Scars of Eden. When I had come across Mr. Wallace, I bought both the books because that's all he had at the time. He had the Escaping from Eden and then The Scars of Eden. So I bought both of those, realizing that the third book, Echoes of Eden, would be coming out shortly. And so I went ahead and got those, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm glad that I read the first one first to myself. I'm glad that I read it to you as well, for those of you who wanted to listen. There was just so much packed into that little small book. And I am grateful to Mr. Wallace for taking the time I'm grateful for his accident. Not that I wanted him to get hurt, but I'm grateful that in that time, he had the time to get some answers to some questions. And I believe they were the same questions that we had or something similar. You know, something just isn't right. Something is not adding up, as my late mother used to say. Something is not adding up in the story that we have and that we've read over and over and over again. And even as we continue to read through the Bible or have read through the Bible, they just weren't adding up. But I believe where he was, I appreciate him taking us through or sharing his journey with us of what he went through and how he was able to decipher and peel back and wade through the water to get to where he finally got. Not that it answered all the questions for him, but at least it opened the door for him to continue to pursue and to research and to dig and to dig and to dig. And so for that, I am very much appreciative that he, one, had to be put in a place where he could get that process going. And two, that he shared his process and his findings with the rest of the world. And not only did he stop there, but he went on to The Scars of Eden. Sorry about that. And then he went on to write The Scars of Eden, which I have started reading. And like I said, I was contemplating whether or not I was going to share that. And one of my new subscribers had reached out, had thanked me for reading the book, and asked if I would read the others. So I was contemplating, and then when I got that request, I'm like, okay, that must be a sign that I should go ahead and read it. So I will make time to do that as well. So just give me a few days. I had this past weekend I was out of town, which is why I put pretty much the rest of the book up back to back like that, because I knew I wasn't going to be available, and I didn't want to draw the process out any longer, because I did want to start getting to the second book, because now the third book is available and I'm so excited. So with that said, I will start reading or recording and editing The Scars of Eden, and getting that up for you to walk along in that book with me as well. I don't think that I will read Echoes of Eden, because I really want you guys to get the book. You really should get all three, to be honest. But really, he has done a marvelous job. And what I've read so far in the second book, you really want this book in your library. You really want to get your hands on it, and you really want to have it for yourself. I am grateful that you want to hear me read it, but you ought to have it for yourself. That's all I'm going to say. You ought to have it for yourself. So with that said, I will start recording and editing and uploading. Just give me a few days, and then we will get our cycle started with getting through the Scars of Eden. Subtitle: Has humanity confused the idea of God with memories of ET contact? Y'all, when I started reading this one, I'm like, dang, Paul, you done took me through it again. So I'm excited to get through this and to get through this with you. Bear with me a couple days so I can get everything situated and get going, and we will get this journey started as well. So enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace and blessings to you all.